out there. I am Anders Thompson, one of the three co-founders here at SlideHub, and I'm happy to present this month's product update. This month we have quite a few different things for you, particularly you as managers. We have a number of improvements to the AI experience. Then we have the option for using gradient icons when inserting icons. And we have a brand new email signature feature, which extends our existing Outlook add-in. Then, particularly for managers, we have a couple of new ways you can tweak the AI settings. We have a new ability to expand your company library. And then, as always, we have a tip of the month from one of our colleagues in customer success as well. One of the things we spent quite a bit of time on this month was to improve the text-to-slide beta experience. This included the better handling of text links. So in the past, we saw sometimes the slide would have too much text compared to the available space. We also improved the way sources, when doing external searches, would be presented in the slide. Then we improved the image quality. So in the past, we have a tendency that the image quality was a little bit pixelated, so that's improved now. In general, we made some in different ways, sort of in the backend that should make it more stable and avoid some of these occasional errors. And then for cases where we have long words with limited space, we automatically added hyphens to the text to make them present better. That's all behind the scenes stuff. If we look at some of the more sort of direct changes to the experience of the AI, one thing we added this month was this idea of layout types. So why did we actually do this? So the idea with the layout types is that not all slide designs are equally matching to the content of a given piece of text or a piece of content. So for example, if you're presenting a funnel of some sort, that is like, naturally you want a different design for that than if you're doing a comparison between two different items. And before, we didn't actually take that into consideration when showing the layout options, but we're doing that now. So now you will start seeing these different layout categories. Another thing we've done is that we allow you as the user to select the type of layout category. So because the AI is never perfect, you now have the ability to specify the correct layout type yourself, so that you are sure you find the layout type that matches your intent with the slide. Let's have a look. So in this case, I am sitting in the text-to-slide beta here, and I want to create a slide that's intended to presenting for audience, which outlines the order of business today. Today's order of business, number 1, create product update, review product roadmap. Just CRM system for new data properties. So this is the same as before. You're also going to see that the AI then evaluates the input. But where the new thing come in is that now you will see that the system then suggested this falls into the bullet point category. You can see how here are the different types of categories that's available. We're still building layouts to match within all categories, but you can then see this is what the AI sort of suggested that this was. In this case, it thought it was an agenda slide, where you have this indication here, but since we don't have any agendas, it just took the bullet points as sort of a fallback option. You can see here, it thinks this is actually a 2 bullet point item, but as we know, I should put in 3 items in, so I can go in and adjust that. And then I can find a that I think is appropriate. I can just click generate. And then in this way, I get a little bit more control over the experience as a user. As you can see, it's still, a beta. There's a lot of things we need to make better, still related to this new type of layout feature. That's the layout types. A lot of more improvements coming, a lot more designs coming, but we think we now have the foundation in place for expanding upon this a lot more. All right, the next thing I want to show is the ability to change the color of icons, and specifically the ability to use gradient colors. So for a long time, you had the ability inside Hub to go in and change the color of the icons being inserted, so you don't manually have to do it yourself. So like here, I can pick a color, I can insert an icon, it will then be changed. The same thing I can also do for gradients. I can actually do this while replacing the icon directly. So in case I go in, now I'm inserting it. For instance, I want to replace, I go in here. And let's say I want a gradient color to be added here. I'll find the standard icons, line icon, take a new color here. So let's do something that looks funny here. I can go and determine the direction of the gradient. You can see it changes a little bit over here. And then I go back, and then when I insert the icon now, you can see it applies the gradient to the icon automatically. The icon will, remember the color setting. So whatever I had the last time be saved. So when going in here, you see it's still there. So if we do something for the car, expensive car, it goes in and it applies automatically. Yeah, so that's how it works. It gives you a lot more freedom to have more creative icon styles in your frame palette. As a manager, we have also introduced a number of simplifications where you can manage these colors on the account. So you can go in the assets here on the icons, and then in this area you can determine the default color. So you can see here the default color is actually this purple color. You can also go in and apply a gradient color here, so this should be the default. And then what you can do separately is you can say, I want to allow users to change the colors. This is particularly helpful if your colleagues works on different brands or different templates and so on, where you want to do lots of different things. But you can also force the default. So in a scenario where everybody works in the same template and brand all the time, that's a really solid option. That way users don't need to sit and change things manually, but they just use the default. So very helpful thing for you as a manager. The next thing I'd like to present is our new email signature feature. So as some of you might know, we had a next add-in for Outlook for quite a long time. We also had the ability to have personal placeholders to be used in Word documents and slides. Now we're sort of combining those two things in a ability to have a consistent email signature across the organization. The way it works is that whenever you start, if everything is configured from the end user perspective, whenever you start your email, the default company email will then be pulled in automatically. It works on, web, desktop, mobile devices, and so forth. So usually we'll always be able to see the email before sending something out. The first time a user sees this, if some of the information is not in the system yet in order for it to be populated, you'll have a notification where they can go in and change this. So for example, I can go in and say, I actually want my title to look like this, and then click Save the Info. I can click Insert the signature, and you can see it then becomes inserted in the right way. If I am a manager on an account, I can set up the email signature and sort of repopulate it across the system, and I'll show you that now. If it's enabled on the account, you can go to branding, you can enable the signature here. It will show up over here. I'll just show you how the building of the signature looks like. You basically have three options. You can either optimize it for Outlook. That means the images get included into the email if you want to use images. If you optimize for Gmail or browsers, the images get included as links, which works well in Gmail. And if you want to don't want to have images in, you simply just disable them. This is in general the best thing for deliverability, so that's what we'll pick here. Pick a font here, in general, you can only use these predefined, generally applicable fonts. If you choose another font, people are not going to see it anyway. So these are the fonts that actually works in across different across all email clients. So I'll put in a name. I'll put in a disclaimer here saying, note, we are testing, showing our own email signature feature. You might see two signatures in this email. I can then go in and I can include a lot of like user specific information into each signature. So this is just a long sort of starting list for things that could potentially be added to an email signature. Now I'll just leave all these things as is. And then the system will generate like an initial starting point for the signature. What you see here might be a little bit scary to some people that are not familiar with HTML, but this is basically where you can like 100% customize the signature the way that you want it to look. So I think in our case, we don't want to have both phone number and email in, so we can delete that, for example. And I think department is probably an overkill here, so we'll also remove that. And you can see we have like a starting point. We have the signature. We have the what's it called? The disclaimer in here. I can also just go ahead and modify the disclaimer if I want to here. Then something that's cool about this is I can go in and instead of using the same email for both new mails, drafts, and forwards, I can go in and change it. Just take a copy of this and say, okay, I want for my reply emails. I don't want to necessarily have the address and this part in there. I think that might be a little bit overkill. This, I think keep some space in there, so just do this. Since I'm replying, okay, I want to use a disclaimer here. So this should feel a bit shorter. This one, I will then for my forward email, I'll actually keep a clone of that. So it's just a simple forward. Actually, now that I think about it, for my new email signatures, I don't want the website to be a personal item. I want this to be always just be Sliceup's website. So I can go in and do an override here so that it always just shows up at Sliceup's.com here. Cool. So basically, the only thing that I'm expected to put in is the address of the office I'm working out of, the email, the mobile number, and the title. Right. I save this and I publish this. Cool. Now that this is published, it will not automatically insert it again. But when I go in now, I load it here. I again get the ability to go in and configure. And the reason why I see this is because some of the inputs is missing from the view. So I'm going to say, okay, I need to add my phone number. I need to also add my website in this case. And the address is saved, so I'll keep that. I'll save it here. Now it inserts with the website and everything that goes into the signature here. And I don't need to show this one anymore. The next time I open up a new email, it will save it and won't ask me to do anything again. Yeah, so that's basically how it works. This is a very new feature. It's also one that requires a little bit of technical insight. So what we offer for our existing clients who want to roll out this feature or new clients is that we'll pair you up with the lead developer on this feature, and Martin, as he'll call, will help you configure everything and set it up so it matches your needs. We also plan on the ability to integrate this with your directory, so that if in case you have all the information needed to do email signatures, you can kind of get that directly on your directory. So yeah, but hope to hear from some of you. And that's it. All right. For managers, we have a few extra things to be aware of that has come out this month, both related to AI settings. So inside the AI settings, if you have AI enabled in your account, you can enable AI in general through the security tab here. We do encourage you potentially to run this session or this setting by your IT to make sure that you sort of accept the use of these AI workers. Once enabled, you'll see the AI settings over here. And what's new this month is that you have now the ability to limit AI feature access in general to either just managers, to all users, but you can also do selected users and managers. If you do selected users and managers, what the way it works is that you will need to go in and let's say we have my account here with Carolina here, and we want to give her access to the AI. I'll go in and edit on this level, and this will give her access to the AI along with all the managers in the account. I'll just return it here. Another thing we've added is the ability to automatically accept AI labels for new assets. As some of you know, in SlideHub, you can use AI to suggest labels for images and icons, but now with this feature, you can actually go in and say, okay, don't just suggest them, just directly implement them. And if I want to change them, I'll change them myself afterwards, but I don't want to sit and approve them every time. So I do that by clicking enable there. So these are the updates to the AI settings. Another thing we have for managers this month is this ability to kind of expand upon your image library by building upon the Unsplice image library. So the idea is that now you can go and if you find a image that you like on the Unsplash library, you can go in and add that to your company library, clicking add to company library, and then the image will automatically be added to your library. It takes just a little bit of time, as we also, if it also uses the AI to label it and so forth automatically. You can get kind of more things running at the same time, so you don't need to sit and wait for each of them. So you can click. You can even go in and search and say like whatever, and you can go in and you can say this, and you can come back to something else like. And then as they finalize, they get added into your company library. And the images will start towards the end here. You can see the ones that just added here, and so on. In this case, because I have enabled automatically AI tagging, things get automatically labeled and get automatically tagged as well. So you can see it already got these aspects in here. So that's hopefully helpful if you want to expand your image library.
Welcome to this product tip of the month for the admins of SlideHub Library. Today I would like to share with you how you can use the similar slide scan feature in the library to help you catch all the duplicated slides and also the slides that are very similar in looking. This will help you streamline the library contents and also make slide update a lot easier because we aim to keep only one root slide in the library, and this will be the workflow of how we can do this. So first of all, you can do it in two ways. One is through the file upload process, and the other one is to run a scan for all the existing slides in the library. Let us do the file upload first. You would just have to do the normal upload through the manage and then manage assets. And then now I'm gonna upload one more presentations to my library. that I already have one here and then two more standalone slides. So now I would click on Add New, and then let's go to the file that I have already prepared for this purpose, and then I would just upload as a new file to the library. So I would just go through the file validation. This I would also want to upload as a presentation. I will skip the categorization part for now, but you shouldn't skip that if you actually would want to keep your library very well maintained. And now I would want to upload everything also as single slide, and choosing the cover slide as usual. And when you see this step, don't skip it. This will be my strong recommendation, because this is essentially doing the seamless slide scanning job here. So from this presentation that I just tried to upload, it has already detected there are few slides that are similar in nature. So we can go through them one by one. For the first example, if I click on See Similar, this will show me what slide it is being matched to in the library. So I can click also on this highlight change button to see in an expanded view how different they are. This is an overlapping view. It would highlight the area that it has identified as different, or you can also actually show the side-by-side view, and this you can see now one side has an arrow here and one doesn't. So if your conclusion is you want to merge them into one, so only one version would remain, then what you can do is simply click on both of them and click the merge button. In the next step, you will be asked which primary slide you would want to keep, meaning which single version you would want to overwrite them into. So this will not delete any slides in the library, but rather the old one, which is, let's say this one. Now, if we have chosen the arrow one as the primary slide, then the existing slide one in this one in the library will also be updated to have an arrow now, because we have merged them. So this is what I'm gonna do. So you can just click on merge, and you just have to go through all of them one by one to see what you decide to do with them. Let's take another look at this one. So this is a end slide that I have got here. If I click on See Similar, I can see already very clearly one is with a star, one is without. If I want to keep both of the versions in the library, I don't want to merge them, because maybe they are just a different variant. I want my end users to have more choices. So I can click on both of them, but instead of clicking merge, you can say accept similarity. This is quite typical for like a breaker slide, end slide, front slide, if you have multiple versions of very similar looking slide. So if you click on confirm, this will inform the system not to show this anymore when you run the similar slide scan result. So for this one, I would do the same, because I think both of them look great. I would want to keep both of them. So again, I would say accept similarity for them. Click confirm. And now we have cleared all the similar slides in the upload process. So I can click on continue. The final step is what you have already seen before, which is to apply categorization for the different standalone slides that you have tried to upload. So here I would just say skip this and rest, and now we have uploaded the new presentation to the library already. And if we want to check, we can also see that in the original presentation here, the one that has been merged, which is this slide. And now you can see the arrow version here instead of the one without, because this is what we have done to merge the slide previously during the file upload. So you can also see it in the slide log. So this is one way. The other way, what you can do is to just go back to the manage view, and this time I just simply click on manage assets. I don't want to upload any new slides anymore. Instead, I would want to run a comprehensive scan of all the existing slides in the library. So here, first I would go to the slide type to select all include presentation only, because this is the filter that would include all the slides in the library. A slide can either be presentation only all standalone style. So this is what I've got, and then I would just have to click on find similar for all style, and this will show me all the result, just like what we saw before, and then you can decide what to do style by style. So this is how you can do also for the similar style scanning for all the styles in the library. Hope you enjoyed this tip of the month, and see you next time.
All right, that was everything for this month. Thanks for tuning in, and I look forward to giving you another update next month. Have a wonderful February. Take care. Bye bye.